making sure everyone's prepared.
All right, Brittany, thanks for that important update. Always good to know on a Monday. That's the way it's going. Hey, really quickly, if you were busy last week, important update to the drought monitor. Now, it's been pretty quiet until the last update, bringing 35% of the state, which is this red area here, in the extreme category. That's a 4 out of 5. There's one worse. It's this little sliver here in the deserts. That's called exceptional. That's a 5 out of 5. But you could see our drought situation is gradually getting worse. Now, we knew that there might be a problem because of La Nina. La Nina is when you get more rain than typical for the Pacific Northwest and less for Southern California traditionally. Every year's different. Everyone is a little bit different. But you could see that actually did pan out. These lines are all the big storms, the atmospheric river storms. We basically had 1 to 2. That's it, the entire season. So that was our major problem. That's why we're slipping further behind rain and snow-wise. And you know what? Of course, this week, no exception. It's been like this for a while. We typically start to dry out about this time of year, but there's always some surprises in April and May. I'm just not going to see it over the next couple of days, except for the mountains tomorrow. That's the one spot that is going to get some light rain and snow, but it's not as impactful as you might think. I'll explain here in just a second. We do have a little bit of wind out there. That will be part of the story. Today, it'll be breezy, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, 10 to 20 miles per hour, so a little bit stronger into the afternoon. So today, breezy. Tomorrow, a little windy, but cooler. And remember, this time of year, there's a lot of pollen dust everywhere. Either that's a nuisance because it makes your car dirty or patio or what have you. And the other thing, though, is allergies. I think today will be okay. Tomorrow might be kind of a rough day. Starting off the day in the 40s down low, a couple areas in the foothills, a little warmer because you're in the inversion. You're in the 50s there and then 20s up high. We could be hot in the 90s. We could be cold in the 30s. We're going to live in this zone where the early morning lows are about what you expect, either in the Gilmore backyard or in your neighborhood. And then we're going to be moving into the mid-80s today. That's about what we hit yesterday for some comparison. That's how it's going to look and feel into the afternoon. But then here's the fun part. Look at this. We've got some rain and snow showing up tomorrow night and part of the day on Wednesday. Now, this looks great. What's happening is the storm's going up and over the top of us. Most of this is on the east side. But the problem with this time of year is that the sun angle is really steep and the roads are warmer than you would think. They warm up during the day and they release heat overnight very slowly. So in other words, we might be snowing during the day on Wednesday, but once it hits the road, it'll probably melt and then that will be it. In other words, I'm not expecting chain controls or anything like that. Maybe some snow on the side of the road, but that's about it. 70s for your foothill locations and then going from the 80s to the 70s with more wind tomorrow. Maybe our first 90 of the year next week. So we see another dry forecast, and that's the way it's been through the fall, the winter, and now the early spring. And that brings us to our next concern. When it starts to dry out, the big question is, okay, we know we have a drought. What's going to happen next with our water?